Hi everyone. So many of you are asking about the next phase of Accenture hiring and the updates about Accenture hiring. So let's talk about the whole process and the next phase and updates in this video. Let's start quickly. So first of all about the registrations. See, first of all the registrations for Accenture started in this month. We all know about that, right? After the registrations, definitely they have increased the timeline of the registration. So the deadline was initially around, I think it was 12. Okay, then they again extended it. Then again they have extended it. So that's the thing which they are doing. They are extending the deadline again and again. Okay. Now believe that 90% of the candidates actually applied before the deadline. But what about remaining 10%? Maybe they applied after extending the deadline. Maybe they applied again after extending the deadline. Okay, so the thing is, if they are extending the deadline, it is in their mind that there will be phases. Okay, so this is about the registrations. Now after the registration, how many phases can be there? So currently they have extended the deadline 3 to 4 times. The main thing is, see, it is not matter of the deadline and the phases. The main thing is till when the process will be smooth. Okay, because to understand this better, you need to actually understand the last year example where the first phase was very good, the second phase was also very good, but after the third phase the problems started, because the third phase and after the third phase they started delaying the results for each section, each round. They conducted the hiring for 6 to 7 months. They conducted around 7 to 8 phases last year. But the main problem started with the third phase, that they did not declare the result. The result got delayed. The interviews got delayed. So this is the main issue. Generally in Accenture, 1 to 2 phase are smooth. After that, there are delays because they want to ramp up the first and second phase, for which they send the mail to the majority of the audience. Okay, and then the delays starts from the third phase. This is the main issue. Yes, there will be many phases, maybe this time also, but the main thing is this only. There will be not as smooth phases as you have seen in the first phase. The first phase is always a smoothest phase of Accenture, which you can say. Okay, but definitely there will be more phases in Accenture. Now talking about the next phases, see, I can guarantee you that it is 95% sure that the next phase will be in January only. Okay, they will be not delaying it much till February. Okay, but it will be around January only. Maybe they are waiting for the ramping up the interviews of the first phase, then they will start the second phase. I don't know about that, but yes, in the January there will be the next phase. Okay, so for the next phase, you guys already know the exam is now virtual. The exam is now virtual. If you have registered for Accenture, if you have registered for Accenture, and if you got the move ahead in the process mail, that means you are in the pool. You are in the pool for test. What means pool? Suppose 100 candidates got the move ahead mail. That means you are in the pool of test. In the next time, whenever the test mails will come, maybe you will also get the mail. Maybe not, you will get in the third phase. This is also possible, but maybe you will be getting the test. But the candidates who did not receive the move ahead mail, they are still stuck in the some registration process, like they got identity verification rejection, or they have not got this move ahead mail and they are still waiting. I cannot say you will be getting the mail in the next phase or not for the Accenture, because this move ahead mail is mandatory and it should be there. Because if you got this move ahead mail, that means your registration is totally successful. Now you just need to wait for your test mail. But if you have registered, you have faced some problem, there are some issues in your identity or something, whatever it is, but if you have not received this move ahead mail, that means you are not in the pool. That thing I want to clear. Okay, about the elimination in OA. So suppose if you will get your mail, so suppose 100 candidates are giving the test. So this time what I have seen is the ratio is around 60-40. 60-40. Means if 100 students are giving the OA, around 40 candidates are getting eliminated in OA. So you can say out of 100, around 20 to 25 candidates are getting removed in gamified round, and 20 to 25 they are removing in technical. Apart from this, the 50 to 60 candidates are getting the coding assessment, and then they are getting wait for the next round. Okay. About the eliminations, so see, after that there are elimination in communication. So currently there are a lot of candidates which got rejected in communication because of the technical issues. Okay, around 50%, like 40 to 50% candidates got removed in the communication assessment because of technical issue. I am not sure that the assessment will be getting rescheduled or not. Okay, now talking about the elimination in interview. Suppose 100 candidates are giving the interview. Just see, for the past year it was a huge elimination in many on-campus colleges, but this time Accenture only came in the priority institutes and the numbers are good. Talking about off-campus, the competition is huge in Accenture, but currently they have sent the mail to less candidates. So generally, after the interviews, based on the overall performance, they gave the selection. But the selection ratio is less. If I talk about the last year, it is only 10 to 15% candidates who are finally getting selected in Accenture. So suppose if 100 students initially, you can say set in the assessment, then only 10 to 15% candidates are getting selected after the final selection. Okay, so this was for last year, but currently this year we don't know about the numbers. But again, I think the final selection will be 10 to 15% only because the competitions are huge. So suppose if 10,000 10,000 candidates suppose have given the exam in first phase. Okay, I think the number in the first phase will be around like 20,000 for this time, around 20,000. I hope the candidates have given the assessment. But let's assume if the if 10,000 students have given the assessment, the final selection will be containing around 800 to 1000 student in the off campus, because generally they conduct the phases like 7 to 8 phases, and the final selection number for last year was around like 6 to 7000 for off campus and 7 to 8000 for on campus. Around 15,000 students last year they have selected. This year for the on campus the number was less because they only visited the priority institutes, they did not visit the all institutes. So let's see what about the off campus, because see, whenever the final result will come, I will just tell you how many elimination they are doing. But according to me, according to the situation of Accenture, because last year many candidates suffered, I don't think they will be hiring more than 10 to 15% overall. Okay, so this will be the final selection ratio. Overall, the numbers will be something around 6 to 7 thousand only. Okay, and you think like around this time, I think around 70 to 80,000 students applied till now, according to me. Okay, because last year what happened was this I am talking about till now. Okay, this number will increase definitely. Okay, actually, whenever they will be increasing the deadline of the hiring, okay, many students actually apply very very late. So this number will increase if they will open the hiring for next 1 month also. This number will easily touch like 1.5 lakhs. Okay, so currently, I do think the number should be around 80,000 or maybe 1 lakh. Okay, but yes, this number will increase frequently whenever the deadline will be extending. Okay, and the final selection I think will be around 6 to 8K. Okay, the main thing is this is only the number, because out of 1.5 lakh, maybe only 60 to 70,000 students will be getting the assessments. Okay, so main thing the assessment, okay, or not the registrations. So 60 to 70,000 maybe candidates will be giving the assessments. Okay, so in this 60 to 70,000, you can say around 7K or around 10% ratio you can say as selection. Okay, elimination in interviews is generally around 50%, like 50 to 60% it can be. So it depends. Okay, so final selection will be around 10 to 15%, but the interviews, the elimination rate can be 50 to 60%. Okay, now talking about the final result, see, whenever you will be giving your final interviews, after the final interviews, last year final result for many candidates, it did not came even within 6 months. Okay, but this year, after seeing the speed of the Accenture, because they send the communication mail also very very like fast, so I am hoping for the first phase at least the result will be declared within 1 month only. Okay, within 1 month it is looking like they may be declaring their result after seeing the speed. Okay, so this will be for first phase. Next phase I will tell you, I will, when judge the speed of the Accenture, then I will tell you. Okay, so this is the whole thing which many candidates were asking. I hope that your doubts are clear. Thank you so much for watching.